Lost media, strange channels, or unexplained images are the things we usually talk about in videos like this. But those aren't the only forms that mysteries on the internet can take. Some are much more subtle, so much so that it doesn't even seem like there's anything wrong at first glance until you really start to investigate. That being said, this is a video about Family Guy. Family Guy is one of the most controversial animated series out there today, whether it's because of the huge number of people who hate it for its silly or crude jokes, or those who fiercely defend those few masterful episodes it has. There are even those who dedicate themselves to examining every little detail of the characters, episodes, or running one of those jokes into the ground and reposting it 1,000 times. And just as the Griffin family has become a fundamental part of the internet, it's impossible for people to have seen absolutely everything that has been created with this franchise. And it's in these blind spots, in these unsolvable, suspected corners, where one of the strangest and deepest mysteries seen on the platform hides. A door to a strange web of channels, controversies, and all kinds of strange behaviors that we've all ignored until now. Let me clarify first that what we're about to see is not an ARG, a fictional internet narrative, or an exaggerated mystery, which is usually what we cover. This is a real danger that could even affect you, and for some reason, it has half of everything, with Peter Griffin saying nonsense. Before explaining the problem, I need everyone to be familiar with the concept of a content farm, or granja de contenido in Spanish. These are channels dedicated to posting recycled videos multiple times throughout the week. They use simple, scalable, and repetitive clips with the idea of making quick money from all the views they get at once. But if there's really a type of content that has existed since the beginning of YouTube as a platform, it's piracy. Or, well, almost. Clips from popular shows are often re-uploaded without context to share with friends, but unless the company that made them uploaded them, they're quickly taken down. Obviously, there are certain tricks to make sure YouTube's bots don't recognize copyrighted content. You can use awkward zooms, flip the image, add weird colors, or there are even filters that make it almost impossible to tell what the original clip was in the first place. However, that hasn't stopped the rise of one of the most impressive markets on the internet, Family Guy Best Moments Compilations. But I imagine you're wondering, what does all this have to do with a conspiracy or a big mystery? I mean, they're YouTube videos. There's probably not going to be a plot twist that changes how we see these channels. Or maybe there will be. In recent months, there's been a very curious evolution of this type of content. Well, if you have an algorithm specialized in showing you cartoon videos, it's inevitable that compilations of absurd lengths will start to appear. But while some time ago it was normal to find some that were 2, 3, or 5 hours long, nowadays it's not unusual to see some that are 10, 20, or even 50 hours long. You can watch their whole life in a video longer than your last relationship, while others get their videos removed for less. I'm still upset they censored my Halo 2 legendary gameplays. What's really interesting is how these aren't bot channels that appeared out of nowhere with the sole purpose of filling the platform with garbage. As has been revealed by other YouTubers interested in the topic, there's a strange pattern where it seems like they're old YouTube channels with little relevance that uploaded videos during the past decade and come back, but only to upload these compilations. For example, Fabrizio Mejia's channel was inactive for years, and one day out of nowhere, it comes back to upload a video called The Truth About Living Alone Revealed, with a duration of 43 hours and a very mysterious thumbnail. And of course, I'm also interested in knowing the truth about living alone, even though I've lived alone for quite a while. But when I check it out, I see that it's actually an entire season of Family Guy. And we'll never know if in any of those 43 hours they actually tell us the truth about living alone, because the channel is now completely deleted. With the little we were able to find, confused comments, views, and the only real record being a Reddit post mentioning how strange it seemed. Unfortunately, this isn't a new topic, since on the platform you can find videos from other creators who tried to warn people about this peculiar event years ago. But that was all just something curious. Not like now, where it has turned into something much stranger. From the now deleted channel of Fabrizio Mejia, we can see that before it was taken down, multiple videos with equally ambiguous titles were uploaded, with thumbnails of ordinary or stock photos almost blending in, like these deep essay videos that I really like, and the algorithm does too, only for you to click in and find the usual clips of Peter acting like a jerk. Interestingly, if you went to his channel, you could see that the network extended even further, since he promoted more very long compilations from other channels that also seem to use this same strategy. Channels that, I should clarify, also no longer exist. In fact, the oldest mention I've managed to find of all this was from February 15, 2020. But, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if this has been going on for much longer, and you could go through each and every one of the channels that have been used for Family Guy, and you'll find channels in Arabic, English, or Spanish. Gameplay channels, tutorial channels, or vlogs that revive their lost accounts only to upload these clips and end up knocked out like Kuririn when the copyright bot finally catches up with them. But then, what's going on here? Well, I think the most likely option is that it's a hack, similar to when a friend of yours on Discord doesn't talk to you for months and then, one day miraculously comes back to life and sends you pictures of a supposed Mr. Beast giveaway. It's completely plausible that several of these accounts were obtained maliciously, either through a data leak, sales on the deep web, or malicious links. But there's another much rarer option, and it's probably the real one. According to the investigation carried out on Oscar Burns' channel, it's very likely that all these channels belong to people who, tired of the platform and the requirements to monetize their channel, went to one of the platforms that let you buy YouTube channels with these characteristics, something you shouldn't do because it goes against YouTube's terms of use. And the buyers started spamming all these Family Guy clips, basically to abuse the system and make money in the process, since all of these are previously monetized channels. It's an interesting system when we break it down because it allows them to bypass YouTube's controls to monetize their channel. You know, it usually requires you to prove that you're a real person beforehand and that you have more than 1,000 subscribers and thousands of verified watch hours. But if you buy a channel that's already pre-approved in YouTube's eyes and spam industrial amounts of pre-produced 50-hour-long videos, you can make a lot of money in just a few days. The system takes a while to verify these titanic videos that will surely circulate a lot in that short time, because the algorithm really likes Family Guy and long videos. By the time YouTube determines that these are channels using copyrighted material and are more like content farms than anything else, it will decide to nuke everything. But it will be too late, since by then the perpetrators will already have many monetized hours and money they'll get without issue. Due to YouTube's backend, it can't revoke already acquired earnings. Now imagine that happening 4 times a day for a week, and you have a better investment option than NFTs. Honestly, burning your money with gasoline in the street is a better investment than buying an NFT. This strategy works precisely because they're Family Guy videos, but not so much because Stewie's sociopathic tendencies are vital to making money from YouTube's frankly broken system. It's because of Family Guy. It's one of those topics that guarantees popularity in the current algorithm. Of course, the algorithm's focus will eventually change over the years, but for now, it's this show's turn. Being part of these kinds of strange strategies, which we'll talk a bit more about in the future, because the fact that there are now Family Guy memes related to several missing persons cases definitely caught me off guard. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you did, and subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next video. Goodbye.